Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm back from the future. And what I've created for you is a piece of retro gaming history to get you back to your roots. So put your quarters up, put the pedal to the metal, and rev her up to 88 because we're going back in time.
Pac-Man! Stand back!
In the two-dimensional world of video dots and dashes, flat blips and formless blobs, one video arcade game soars a dimension above the rest. Zaxxon!
Star Wars. It's great in the arcade. Whoa! TIE fighters! Fireballs! Coming right at me! Watch the laser towers. Aim for the tops. Pick on the cannons. Use the force. They're coming too fast! It's way! It's way! My shields are gone! Alright! I'm going in!
Oh, some game, huh?
Some game!
In a galaxy of video games, there is only one.
Custom PSP 32 gig 3000 Pac-Man edition. Check it out. Man, this thing is way cool. As you see right here, the screen is in great condition. The screen underneath the glass is perfect as well, as I'll show you in a minute. But, you know, the front looks cool. You got the white buttons for your power pellets, and check out the graphics on the back. This is all clear coated over, bonding the graphics to the PSP. Look at that, ring is in perfect condition. It's got a great finish. That clear coat over the back also helps with some of the wear and tear that the PSP is notorious for. But that's not it. Check it out. Little secret. I can get this off in a smooth way. Boom. That's right. You got a little blue ghost hiding underneath the battery cover, waiting for Pac-Man to eat his ass. That's right. This PSP is all about getting you back to your roots. And if you don't have roots, you need to get your ass some. Alright, I'm going to take you through a tour of this PSP and show you everything it has to offer. If you've watched any of my other PSP videos or seen any of the other auctions, this has got all that good stuff and more. Really a tribute to where video games all started out, and some newer, more updated ones to boot. Tons of emulators, some new stuff maybe you haven't seen, and just a whole lot of fun. So check it out. Oh, and as is standard, when you buy a PSP, you get the case, and this is a brand new charger. I just ordered that, came in the mail. I used it to test it out. Runs great. And all right, let's check it out. Something I wanted to mention real quick, that the UMD drive on the PSP has been disabled, so it's not going to play any discs, but you really don't need them anymore because this is a hacked PSP, and I'd be happy to show you how to add games in the future. Everyone who buys a PSP also gets one of these audio CDs, and it's just my boring ass voice on a CD. It's all retro looking. It looks like a record, but it is actually a CD. Remember those? Remember CDs? Remember records for that matter? I hope you do. You'll get one of these because there are just a lot of little tips and tricks about these PSPs that you probably won't know, you know, out of the box. So I just want to make sure you get the most out of it. So, all right, let's jump in and I will show you what this thing has to offer. We jump right into this custom menu that I put together. You see, as you go out throughout playing some of the games and stuff, you'll see my logo pop up here or there. That's just to remind you that who's your video daddy? That's right, that's me. And so let's see, we scroll over here to Clyde, the orange ghost, and we see everything that I have set up in these custom folders. Okay, so we've got old school games, PS1 games, Psp Minis, and good old PSP games. Alright, but old school is what we're really here for. So let me show you what I've got. Oh, shit. Yeah. This is it. This is your density. This is where it all started. This is MAME Arcade Emulation. MAME stands for Multiple Arcade Machine Emulation, and basically what that means is this is the exact software that ran in those 70s and 80s arcade machines. Play Pac-Man like a boss. No need to put your quarters up because you've got free play on the PSP. And now this is set up for just those classic arcade machines. Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Q*bert, all that good stuff is all on here. Defender, Asteroid, Space Invaders. Get your game on. And then when you're done with that, make the step to Capcom Arcade. By the way, I have done all these menus myself. You can't find these anywhere else on the web, so don't try. Bitches. Excuse me. This is awesome. Alright, so with Capcom Arcade, we're taking a step up, and you're getting stuff like Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4 Alpha, Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter XXX. All those damn Street Fighter games, plus some games that you've probably never heard of, but that are fun to play, like Baseball Swingers 5000 and Bases Fully Loaded, extra steroids included. All of those games are on here. And like I said, free play. It's gnarly. The Holy Grail of Arcade. I want to talk to you about SNK, Neo. I want to talk to you about the Shodown. The Samurai Shodown. He's beginning to believe. That's more 90s humor, but... Alright, so Samurai Shodown, all those SNK, Metal Slug, and all that shit. Once again, this is more arcade emulation. This is different than if you got, you know, Samurai Shodown for your PlayStation. The arcade emulation is exact. You can't get any better than this than if you had a 80-pound, 100-pound arcade machine in your living room. So there you go. And this fits in your pocket. Yeah, there's lots of destinies for you to choose from with Midway Arcade. With Midway Arcade, this is something that I put together myself, and it's running under a software shell called Arcade Treasures. It's really cool, and of course it's repping Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, and 3, and a lot of other Midway games. Old school stuff like Marble Madness. Get crazy and mad with marbles. So have fun with that. Just give me all your quarters. Why don't we do that? All right, now let's go back to my childhood and my first, well, I guess it was my second home console, the Nintendo Entertainment System.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
You're 12 years old, you're playing with power, and soon you'll be playing with yourself. That won't last long, though. Don't worry about it. Just wash your hands, bro. Okay, Nintendo Entertainment System. Really cool. I'm going to jump in and show you a game. Now, there's a custom Atari boot screen I put in there. Atari, come on. It's all about retro gaming. All right. Hey, who's that? That's my shit. All right. What did I have loaded up here? Pac-Man on the NES. You know what? I'm going to show you Pac-Man on the NES. Now here's something that's really cool. about playing games on the NES. I just happened to load this game up first. I really don't recommend doing this when you're playing Pac-Man. But if you do... Here, I'm going to commit Pac side. Sue a Pac. Pressing either the left or the right buttons, you can shamefully rewind the game. Look at that. You know, it's such a crime, me doing this with Pac-Man. I can't. Alright, I'm going to pause it and speed up the video here and show you. I'll show you Mario Brothers. Alright, Mario Brothers. Super Mario 3. I remember when I got this game, I saved up my money. I think I was like 13. The cartridge cost 50 bucks. Can you believe that? $50. As far as games go, it's really not that bad. Alright. Like I said, emulation is exact. And fuck it. You know what? When it comes to Mario Brothers, I don't give a shit if I rewind it. Oh, snap. Yeah. So there you go. Alright, that's Mario Brothers. And once again, if you're playing Pac-Man, don't cheat. Honestly, I don't see the point. Alright, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm sorry. Goodbye, cruel world. Alright, let's jump back to main menu, and I will show you some other cool shit. Alright, now, a special thing to note here that I wanted to tell you. I'm really not screwing around with this PSP. 32 gigs is a lot of space, and this PSP holds over 8,000 games. That's right, 8,000 games, and I don't think you'd want to sit here and watch for a complete review over all the games that the PSP has. Please just take my word for it. I'm going to try to give you, a brief kind of tour of everything, but I can't show you everything. It would take forever. This PSP is so cool. Did I mention it was a 3000? You know, it was called the PSP Bright. It's got a brighter screen than any of the other PSPs and a bigger screen than the PSP Go. And it doesn't break as often as a PSP Go. Trust me, I've tried messing with them before. Okay, now we're going to jump into game hacks. This is something I did for a special edition of my last PSP, and I got such a good response from all the games and stuff that I thought that I was going to go ahead and include those games into any PSP I do in the future. So that brings us to Castlevania. Now, technically, these aren't new Castlevania games. What's a hack? There's a difference between a hack and a homebrew. A hack is where someone takes an existing game and edits or modifies the menu and graphics, gameplay, and even the levels to really create a new experience. Some of the games are so heavily altered that I really see them as sequels rather than just alterations. So I guess that's up to you. But Castlevania, there's a ton of them. I say there's about 15 to 20 Castlevania remix hacks, and if you like Castlevania, this is a great way to have some new adventures and try some new stuff. Some of them, the difficulty is insane, so get ready to pull your hair out. Just don't hurt the PSP. Don't do it. All right, Castlevania. Now this is just a mix. Yeah, take them down. All right, this is a tribute. I'm sorry, this is just a big old mix of classic NES hacks. I gave Castlevania its own menu because it fucking deserves it. And this is just a menu for NES hacks is about 700 games included in just the Nintendo hacks, NES hacks. So I also did a top 10 of all the best ones. Check out a game called Super Mario Bros. 3 Mix. It is insane. It is a lot of fun. Difficulty is the same as regular Mario Brothers, but you are not going to know what's coming next. It's just a lot of fun, and I highly recommend checking it out. I've played the game all the way through, and still like going back and checking it out. The guys that did the hack on that one just did a phenomenal job. And because I love NES so much, how can I not love Nintendo without loving the fucking nerd? I made this menu as a tribute to the angry video game nerd, the guy that loves to play the games that suck ass. Dog turds and dog shit and ass fuckery. Check out some of AVGN's most hated NES games, organized and set up for you in a little list. And feel free to use the rewind feature, but I still think Fester's Quest sucks a big dick. So, experience the pain. And we go down here to Game Boy Classic. Game Boy Classic, it's what you remember, except with a backlit screen, courtesy of the PSP. Enjoy it, love it, play it. Another thing to note, every single emulator in here outside of Sega CD and Nintendo 64, which I'll talk about more, has every game. Every game. Yeah, every single game. So that's every Game Boy game. Save your place. Come back. Play again. Game Boy Color. It wasn't humanly possible. I put a lot of care into these menus, and I love these old commercials and stuff, so you see the audio and some video to go along with these menus. Can't find them anywhere else. Game Boy Advance, SP. These are all Game Boy Advance games. Then we go down to Super Nintendo. It's been a struggle with Super Nintendo on the PSP 3000, and I'm proud to say it runs perfect. All games are running great. Sometimes hacks, you find a little bit of problems, but that's because they are hacks. Speaking of that, Super Nintendo hacks. Check out some of the Legend of Zelda hacks. They're bitchin'. They're really fun. I wish they made them not as difficult. Ugh. Even saving the game. Up your skills. Really spend some time on that retro stuff and work up to it. Okay, Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 does not run very well on the PSP. I don't care what model you have. It's the emulator itself that was coded, and just the PSP isn't able to handle it. Fortunately, the best games that run are Mario 64 and the Zelda games. Those are included in here. I didn't put much else because I just didn't want to hog the space on the PSP. So Nintendo 64, don't buy it for N64, but it's fun to try to play, you know, check out some games, play with the emulator settings. It's great if you got some time to kill in a doctor's office. Let me tell you, those waiting rooms can be hell. Sega. I don't need to say anything more. Sega Master System. Sonic the Hedgehog. Catching those rings and golden hoops. Sega Game Gear.
If you were colorblind and had an IQ less than 12, then you wouldn't care which portable you had. Of course, you wouldn't care if you drank from the toilet either.
Sega Game Gear, check it out. The games hold up and they're fun. And if you never had a Game Gear, check out all the games you've never played. Sega Genesis. Oh yeah. Welcome to the future of laser video game playing. It's the Sega CD. Your friend down the street has it because his parents are rich and he won't let you play. What a dick. Well, you can play. Sega CD games average on storage space that they hog is about 700 megabytes of space. 1000 megabytes is 1 gig, and with 32 gigs I didn't want to waste a whole lot of space. So this one just has those games that made the Sega CD popular, like Night Trap, Dragon's Lair, controversial games, and so give Sega CD a try. If you want in the future, you can always add more games, and if you're confused how to do that and you win the PSP, hit me up with a message. I'm always happy to offer a little bit of tech support love. Sweet ass Sonic game. It's called Sonic Mega Mix, and it is, you know, you can call it a hack. Technically, I guess it is. I thought it was such a badass game that I made this menu for it. Yeah. That's some Sonic in your ass, bitches. Love it, play it. The game is a lot of fun. I wanted to stand alone outside of just all the Sonic hacks that I put together here. These are all Sonic the Hedgehog games that ever came out that were hacked, that are worth a shit. They are all on here, so if you love Sonic or just liked him, there's enough new Sonic adventures to keep you busy for years. So check that out. It's a must. And my first 16-bit system when I was a kid.
TurboGrafx 16 is
Yeah.
about to knock video games back into the Stone Age.
What can I say about the TurboGrafx 16? It stars a character that he's a kid, and when he gets mad, he headbutts shit. Okay? Bonk. Check out TurboGrafx. If you didn't have one, and check it out, it is worth it. But just stay away from this weird-ass game called Keith Courage and Alpha Zones. It's just odd. Neo Geo Pocket. This exciting menu basically represents the awesomeness of the Neo Geo Pocket. You probably never heard of it, but you can play every single Neo Geo Pocket game. Some of them kind of suck, but it is fun to just explore. Yeah. Wonder Swan. What's the Wonder Swan? It's really not that exciting. I could get it to work on the PSP, and I got all the Wonder Swan games, so check it out. It's just a handheld that came out in Japan, and they really, really like their Dragon Balls, so go ahead and play with them. Speaking of roots, Atari 2600. Yeah, play that. Also, Atari 7800, all the games for that system. It was a rival to the Nintendo, and it was bigger than 2 VCRs or a fucking Laserdisc player. And if you don't know what that is, whip out your smartphone and Google it. Every single Atari 7800 game. A lot of people haven't played it. Shit, I hadn't played it. So it's fun to kind of check out these games. With the quality was good, but the system just never got its due. Oh my god, Atari Lynx. Atari Stab at the first handheld, colored handheld. It is the size of a skateboard, but was referred to as portable. every single Lynx game. They really were pioneers in portable video gaming. Just unfortunately, the Lynx was about the size of 5 of these PSPs. Not anymore, though. It presents my first video gaming console. I asked for an Atari. I got an Intellivision. It looks like a little telephone. I'm going to call it the future and tell them how pissed I am. The Intellivision is actually a really cool gaming system, and I wound up liking it a lot. So check it out. ColecoVision. Yeah, I've got ColecoVision. What's that? Do I have ColecoVision's Blaster? Yeah, I've got Blaster. What's next? The Commodore 64. Every Commodore 64 game, no, not really, because they literally came out with hundreds of thousands of Commodore 64 games. There's a butt ton. I'm sorry, buttload. There's a lot of the games, so check it out. It's the Commodore. Vectrex. Oh yeah. Yeah. Every Vectrex game, they didn't come out with a lot of them. There's some variations in there too. Vectrex uses vector graphics, and to play the games, you can actually hold the PSP this way, which more mimics the style of the Vectrex Scream that the console came with. And last but maybe least, Odyssey. The Magnavox Odyssey was one of the first video game systems outside of Pong, and it came with a gun, a realistic gun to play shooting games that would get your ass arrested if you were 50 miles from a high school nowadays. So, hey, Vectrex and Odyssey, this shit is the shit. So, alright, check that out. Okay, now we're going to go down to PlayStation 1 games. Now, I'm just going to quickly run through some of these. I wanted to pick some good Pac-Man classics on here. So, Pac-Man World. This is Miss Pac-Man World. Next generation 3D Pong that came out for the PlayStation. Galaga. Upgraded. Bomberman. Mega Man X5. I'm a big fan of the Mega Man games, so you'll find some more on there. Check out the hacks. A lot of cool Mega Man games in there. Mr. Driller. Contra that came out for the PlayStation. Really fun game. Castlevania Chronicles, as well as Symphony of the Night. 2 really fun Castlevania games. Crash Bandicoot. Twisted Metal 2. Mike Tyson KO Boxing. Play some Punch Out and then play some KO Boxing. Metal Gear Solid. The VR missions. Check it out. This is actually a really fun game. Let's see. Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. I don't know why I got obsessed with getting this game to work on the PSP. I guess because I had never played it. It's fun. Is it that fun? I don't know. Tekken 3. Great fighting game. Parappa the Rapper. Ready to Rumble Boxing. R-Type 2 Delta. I'm sorry, not 2, just R-Type Delta. It's a fun shooter and definitely rings true to old school video games. NBA Jam Extreme. I always loved NBA Jam, and I think this is a great port from the arcade to home console. Check it out. And remember, with running everything off the PSP, you don't have to worry about discs, so everything loads a lot faster. Silent Hill. And Resident Evil Survivor. It's like a first-person shooter. Reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 4. And I love Resident Evil 4. So check that out. Okay, what do we got next? PSP Minis. Now, I'm going to go through these quickly. PSP Minis were downloadable games that you could get from the PlayStation Store. I tried to put all the best ones on here. They're fun little mini games, like a little fun, like Angry Birds you might have on your cell phone. Nova. And I'm just going to scroll through. Except for one. There's one that I have to talk to you about. No. Not bowling. Not Stando Food. Although it deserves a nomination. Here we go. Hold on, I've got to put the camera down. I've got to put it down for a second. I've got to build up to this. All right. The game's called Pinball Dreams, and it changed my life. It's not just a game. Let me tell you about what Pinball Dreams did for me. The first time I played it, it blew my mind, and I shit my pants. And after I passed out, it turned me into a man. Don't ask me how. I fell in love. I found someone. I'm getting choked up here. Do you think it's a game? Do you think it's a game? Well, it is. But it's not just a game. It's a pinball dream. All right, maybe none of that's true, and maybe it is just a shitty pinball game. But, you know, hey, you know, it's fun to play pinball every once in a while. Hey, that's not hurting anybody. So go ahead and check it out, Pinball Dream. And what's this? I don't know what that crap is. I can't read the screen. What is that? Shit, I don't know. Is that worms? I don't know. All right. And Homerun Hitters. It's a fun little baseball game. You just, you know, smack some balls around. If you're done with flapping balls around with Pinball Dream. Okay. Let's go down to PSP games, where we get the most up-to-date stuff that the PSP has. I would like to say a few words about Pac-Man Championship Edition. If you've never played the game, check it out. It is truly a fun Pac-Man game, and for me, it's the best Pac-Man game that's ever come out. It's highly addictive and really fun to play, and the challenges are cool. Check it out. Play it. I guarantee if you get this PSP and you like old school stuff like Pac-Man, you will spend a lot of time on playing Pac-Man Championship Edition. And I always test out all these PSPs, so see if your ass can beat my high score, because it's on here. Activision Hits remixed. I gotta turn this crap down. That's gonna start to drive me crazy. This has a lot of the games that are in the emulators, but a cool thing about Activision Hits is it's got all this extra content when you go to play the games, and you can check out what the cartridges look like, and if you get a high score, you can even watch videos that are like the old commercials for all these games, and I just had to put it in there because it's so much fun and it's really cool. There's a Frogger game that came out. It's like blowing your mind Frogger style. Just stepped up Frogger. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Custom menu I made for Ghostbusters, the video game that came out for PSP. This game is so much fun. Voice acting from all the original cast. It's really cool. Please check it out and play this game. And if you've played it before, you know what I'm talking about. Mega Man. Maverick Hunter X. This is a PSP game that came out. Mega Man game. And it's based on a animated series that was in Japan. Although the whole game's in English. Check out the game. It's a lot of fun. And really like kind of upgrades that awesome side-scroller fun that is Mega Man. Monkey Ball. Monkey Ball is just a whole bunch of little games. They're a lot of fun. You know, Mario Party wouldn't exist, I don't think, without some Monkey Balls. Tekken. Dark. What is that? Resurrection. So hard to reach it through the viewfinder of the camera. And it's just an updated Tekken game. I always like Tekken, all the fighting games. That's why Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are all part of this handheld. I feel like you gotta have them. SSX on tour, snowboard. Infected, hunt zombies, blow their heads off. Need for Speed Underground. You need some speed? You want to be underground? Well, hey, I've got you covered. Sonic Rivals. Sonic game that came out on the PSP when Sega just kind of bit it and started, you know, doing whatever they could to put out games. It's a fun game. Undead Knights. Just awesome. God of War. Chains of Olympus. Check it out. God of War, one of the best game series that PSP has. I think it's the best. And Tony Hawk's Project 8. You know it. Play some Tony Hawk, and that is it. How long is this video, for God's sakes? It's everything the PSP has to offer. Any questions you might have, please shoot me a message. The link will be in the bottom. Click on it to check out the auction. If the auction's over by the time you saw this, you snooze, you lose. But I'll make another one. I'm always working on them. I've got the next one about, I want to say 30% done. So just enjoy this PSP. I've put a lot of work into it. It's taken me literally years of messing with my own PSP. I started out with a PSP 1000, got a 2000, a 3000, and a Go. I've just always really liked the portability of the PSP and the hackability of it. You can't buy a console like this that's loaded, that has menus like this, that has all my custom loaded software, plus some software that some other people came up with that I tweaked. So check it out. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for hanging in there if you watched the whole thing. You deserve a cookie, or at least a nap. I hope I haven't bored you to tears This is Timothy Tim saying, thank you for watching and bid on my PSP. Are you still there? Go home. Get out of here.